Okay, what's up, all the Delphi cranks and crazies that are out there? I think I mentioned on episode 4 that I did with Case by Case, we talked about a couple of the books that I read, the Murder Sheet book, and then also this Nick Edwards book, who he's one of the hosts of True Crime Garage, the podcast, which I've only heard a couple episodes. I'm not a native listener. So I read this book, and they talk about a couple other cases in the book that are similar to the Delphi thing. And one of them is April Tinsley, which was from 1988 around Fort Wayne, Indiana. And this weirdo grabbed and abducted April Tinsley, raped and killed her, and left her out, in a ditch, something like that, something along those lines. And I was immediately disturbed by this particular story. I'm glad they included it, but I was just, I'm surprised I never heard of this. And I gotta say, another case, if you guys have not heard of this, you gotta go check this. This story is fucking crazy out. April Tinsley, April 1st, 1988. Kidnapped and murdered. I think raped too, something like that. And this guy would taunt the public. He took pictures of his genitalia and would forward it on to other people. He scrawled a message on like a nearby barn one year and said, something like, I killed, here we go. Look at it. Here's the message. The message discovered in St. Joseph Township in May 1990, referencing April Tinsley's death. I killed 8-year-old April Tinsley. I will kill. I think again is what it says. This, all this true crime stuff, guys. I like political stuff and national news stories and pay attention to Washington, D.C. Guys, forget all the fucking overseas wars and all this shit. We need to have a fucking boots on the ground military. We need to go find every single one of these weirdo creeps with any sort of history. And they all need to be lined up and shot in the town square. Dig a ditch, put a gun to the back of their head, and just get rid of all these scumbags. I just cannot believe, and with the Delphi thing, all these other POIs and potential suspects from years ago, the Thomas Bruces, Paul Edders, who's the other one? Daniel Nations. All these scumbags. It's such a disturbing thing to come to grips with and look at this. That these people are out here and just scumbags running loose. It's such an unsettling thing. And think about how many people have poured into our country in the past, since 2020. Just since 2020. The estimates are like 10 million, 15 million, 20 million of these people from backwards countries. That you think these people respect us when we let them run roughshod and pour in here and they do whatever the fuck they want and we're supposed to sit here and take it? You people are all fucking nuts letting this shit go on and thinking that, oh, it's okay, and all this tolerance and shit. You guys are out of your fucking mind. You guys are the worst enablers. And yes, I absolutely admit I am a right-wing extremist. You know why I'm a right-wing extremist, quote unquote, according to my critics? Because we tolerate shit like this in America. These scumbags who go out here and do this kind of shit, they're not scared. They are not scared that the local townsmen are going to show up on his front door and lynch his fucking ass in the front yard. And that's exactly why this shit goes on. So yeah, does that make me terrible, Ted? Does that make me an evil fascist? I guess so. And if it does, so be it. If the opposite of a chomo protector is a white right-wing extremist, then so fucking be it. Tattoo it on my forehead. Anyways, go read this story about April Tinsley and the perpetrator. Is it John Miller? Was that the guy's name? They finally did catch him. Maybe a couple decades later in the mid-2000s, 2004 or so. He was taking pictures of his genitalia and taunting people and sending it to the locals. And yeah, here we go. Miller. John D. Miller, Grabble, Indiana, 59 years old. Unbelievable. This story really got me down. The Delphi shit's bad enough. This story really sent me spiraling reading that book. The Nick Edwards True Crime Garage book. Okay, I don't want to make this too long and bore you to death and go on a big rant, but I think you get where I'm coming from. Forget all the stuff. Forget all the overseas politics and wars. We need a war here at home against these perverts and stop protecting them. And even the ones who are locked up, the Keegan Kleins that are doing decades in prison. No, give them the death penalty. Why are these guys still breathing? I'll never understand this. I will never understand this. Here's another hot take. Let me toss this in since I'm already going pedal to the metal here. Did you know, excuse my misogyny when I say this, but I gotta say it. Did you know that serial killers like Ted Bundy, Richard Ramirez, who's the handsome one recently, Wade Wilson? Look up Wade Wilson. The sexy serial killer, violent felon. Why do women send these people love letters, underwear, nudie shots, all this sort of stuff? What is hybristophilia? Not all women are hybristophiles, but all hybristophiles are women. What is it in women's innate DNA that they're drawn to violent criminal men? Okay, that's enough hate speech for one episode. Go look into those things. You'll be shocked.